I wanted to give you 3 quick business lessons from an 18-year-old. And I just wanted to mix up the style of video. I'm going to be standing, presenting to you guys. And why should you listen to me? I'm 18. I'm an entrepreneur myself. And these are just my opinions. These are the lessons I've learned in business. Now, I'm sure people my age that own businesses will tell you different lessons, but I'm sure they might agree with some of the stuff I'm going to tell you today. All right. And just a little bit about the businesses I started. I really like e-commerce, so I've done a little bit of Amazon FBA. I'm looking not into drop shipping, but I'm looking to starting a shop on Shopify, and that's going to be Performance Sleepwear, and that's the company I'm looking to start now. I've also done a little bit of reselling, including sales. What else do I have on there? I've looked into website building, and I really like the digital marketing aspect of business and all that. All right. So I just wanted to start it off with a couple traits that I think makes entrepreneurs. And there's really like infinite amount, but just in my opinion, maybe in my case, the things that make me an entrepreneur are going to be having negotiation skills. I think that's like a big part. Always wanting to have a win-win relationship, not burning bridges, is super important. Now, these aren't the 3 lessons I'm going to teach you. I'm just telling you traits. Just wanted to clarify. So also clarifying is good. Always wanting to grow, learn, and really learn from your mistakes. So that also has to do with reading. I'm going to step to the side right here, show you this book I'm reading. It's called The Lean Startup. And so I'm taking notes in the book on it. So that's also a great trait, as well as public speaking. That is one of the ones I have on here. I'm looking at a little book. And I think that's super important if you want to convey yourself to other people. Try to explain to them, hey, this is my business. This is what we do. This is why you should invest in us. This is why you need to understand the problem we're solving in the world, right? Because that's what entrepreneurs do. They're problem solvers, right? Does anyone beg to differ? So those are the traits that I think can really make, an entrepreneur, someone that's looking to grow at all times, looking to learn at all times from whatever they're doing wrong. I guess we can get into the lessons then, my friends. So, speaking of friends, that is my first point. And this is for entrepreneurs as young people, right? I'm talking like 18 in your teen years, you're looking to, start a business, you don't want to go whatever college, whatever your reason is for wanting to be an entrepreneur, especially young entrepreneurs. I would say, should you include your friends in a business? And my answer right now is no. And it could change in the future. Maybe I'll meet different friends, but when you're at a young age, maybe 16 and up, and you're looking to start a business, 16 to 20, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea to include your friends. For example, one of the businesses I did end up starting is called Amazon FBA. We did private label, which means we outsourced our manufacturer. We created a product, found a gap, whatever, and now we sell on Amazon. And mind you, this is very small scale. We're not making, millions of dollars or even hundreds of, whatever. Anyways, before that, I wanted to do this alone or with one other friend, and that would have been more of a reselling called online arbitrage. And I wanted to do it with my childhood best friend. And not that he didn't want to do it, but it just wasn't a personal interest for him. I was the one watching videos, and what I should have done, what I regret doing, is not doing it by myself. I should have done it by myself. I should have bought the course I was looking at for myself. And I probably, that was at the start or end of 2024, and it would have gone all through last year, 2025. And I think if I would have done it by myself, not brought other people into it, I think I would have been very successful in the community I would have joined. I think I'd still be doing the business today instead of switching from a private label, which I actually started with 2 other friends. I jumped from one best friend, he didn't want to do it, and jumped to another group, and now we're probably closing shop. And now I'm looking to start a new business, and one that I'm actually really passionate about and happy to start. So, yeah, I mean, they're your friends. They're not your business partners yet. And if they don't think alike with you and they're not, on the same grind trend that you are, hold on, I'm about to sneeze. Oh my gosh. Can you see the dog or not? Then, what's up, dude? Mwah, 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 mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ruff, 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 ruff. All right. Anyways, getting sidetracked. So that's lesson number 1. Now, lesson number 2, I don't have my mini book to show you this, but is going to be leverage. Now, this can be leveraging people and leveraging systems. Now, when I'm saying leveraging people, that doesn't mean taking advantage of them, knowing their psychology, and manipulating them. In a way, it could be, but that's not the way I'm projecting it to you. That's not the way I want you to look at it. The way I want you to look at it as your network, right? But I wanted to include it as leveraging your network, because when you meet someone and connect with them, and you're able to provide something to them, or especially if you're young, they're going to want to help you. No one that's over 50 wants to die and not teach a young driven person skills. It's true. So take advantage of that and leverage your connections. So I've had mentors that connect me with other people that are helping me with the business I'm starting. I just joined a MMA gym just to do BJJ and stuff like that, and I was connected to an author who wrote a book and is an expert in the field I'm looking to penetrate and market in. So leveraging the connections is huge. The people know more people. And if you're able to set up Zoom calls just to even interview them, ask them, hey, just for 30 minutes of your time, even if you think it's, you're not going to get a job there, but whatever industry they're into and you're into it, definitely just try to talk to them, connect with them, get their email. Get their email is super important. For me, it happens more at my minimum wage job. Like, I'll be talking to not anyone, but I'll ask them what they do. It's really about me asking them what they do. And they're like, oh, wow, that's really fascinating. It doesn't happen every time. And if you find someone really cool and, that's willing to help you, or at a networking event as well, is where I found another mentor. It's really leveraging your network, leveraging the people and going from there and building your network as a young person. That's the first part of leverage. The second part is systems. So I wouldn't call it quite a routine, but it's more of habits you want to ingrain into yourself, trying to figure out, how can I get the most shit done, right? How can I get everything I need to do or in a day done, like, quickly, and it's going to be different for everyone. It's also keeping yourself accountable. So for me, my 2026 resolution or habit I wanted to start was writing in a little spiral notebook the 3 things that I wanted to get done in the day. It would give me the most leverage in my business journey, in my life, and whatever, to just help me get the most shit done. And that's a habit that Steve Jobs, I heard from the Steve Jobs, whatever, Harvard or what's it called, keynote speech or whatever. I don't know if it was Harvard or Stanford or one of the two. So I think you got to find what works for you to leverage systems. Whether it's meal prepping, that's a system, and if you leverage it, you do it, stay consistent. I would call that leveraging a system. It's really creating systems, sticking to them, and finding and eliminating the systems that work and don't work for you, if that makes sense. And I think that can go personally for you, but I also think it can go in a team. If you have a team, a business you're starting, find what works for your group. It also has to do with leadership. Like that's kind of a leadership trait as well. right? Finding what works for the team. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. Third and final lesson I have to tell you is research and market research. So look, if you're going to start a business, and let's just say every 18-year-old wants to start an e-commerce store or drop shipping or whatever, you have to do the research on the product you want to start it with. Or what else do you see? The guy's Brez Scales, who, whatever, AI cold calling and selling, meta ads, running ads for companies, which is amazing. Freelance ad running. Like, if you know your stuff with ads, it's great. But marketing, getting back to research, if you don't understand the niche you're about to go into better than the people or as good as the people in that niche that are looking for the product or the solution you're trying to sell them, you're not going to find any clients, any customers. And I firmly believe that marketing is the driver of all businesses. And that's when I do go to college, I think that's what I want to study. And it's just so important, and it's rapidly changing with the way the world is evolving digitally. Shout out crypto. It just makes sense. If you're not on the blog pages watching short form content, if you need to make short form content for your brand, if you're not watching what other content creators or other businesses are doing that is working and getting similar ideas, then you're behind. You have no idea what's working in the niche, right? Talking to people is also part of leveraging your market, leveraging in marketing research, right? Leveraging your connections for that research. And that's exactly the step I'm in right now. And so that's why it's really relevant for me. And that's why I believe in it so strongly. In one of the past businesses, one I wanted to start, never really got to it. And I kind of wrote my college essay on it, actually. I just didn't do the market research. It was pretty simple. I was trying to start an AI company during, the 2024, AI, whatever bubble rush you want to call it. And it was a good idea. It's just I didn't have a market. I didn't know how to penetrate them. I didn't even know how to run ads. And so, yeah, you're gonna fail a lot. You're gonna fail in making businesses. So find what makes sense. I would say don't do it with your friends because you're going to get more things done. And make sure you research, understand what the customer wants, needs, interview the customer, make a survey, and leverage. One thing you can add is leverage GBT. If you're able to leverage an AI, an LLM, and create other bots and whatever to help you, that's, by all means, I think that's a wonderful skill to have, and I think it's wonderful to leverage those kind of tools and systems. As I mentioned, I don't think I talked about AI at all in the leverage section, so I do want to bring that up. AI is super huge and in leverage. So those are the 3 skills I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. I just want to leave you with a couple quotes I have, and just for closing, so you can just think about it. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Now that's a Navy SEALs quote, and I think it's very beautiful. If you're not going slow, you're not going fast. Oh, wait, if you're not going slow, you're not going smooth, which is not fast. You gotta be smooth, right? Bam, and then a bam, double lift, bam. All right, and then something else for a business. If you're starting and you're young and whatever it is, clothing brand, whatever, as I mentioned, there's so many businesses you can start, especially the ones that are young people are looking at. There's always something that can be done. And whether that's reading a book that's not directly helping you towards your business, or setting up unnecessary calls or interviews with people in your target market, or with people that could help you potentially start and give you ideas for your brand, there's always something that can be done. Email, I'm telling you, there's always something that can be done. And if it's not for your business, it should be for yourself. So that's what I'll leave you with. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Wow, I can't talk right now. I'm gonna go eat some food. All right, peace out.